Okay. Recently, a young lady cried out and said the man who wants to sponsor her in school is insisting that he must impregnate her before he can take um, that help he can grant or he can help her in school. You know, these things are happening in recent times. We have continued to see reports on people, both girls and guys who, after being helped by their partner or supposed partners in the past, you know, they just turn around and then they they go for people who they perceive are higher. You don't come out from my class, you are no longer my class. And so it has been causing a lot of problem here and there, you know, and a lot of challenges that the team brings. In fact, it's making it look like trying to help somebody these days is a crime, especially the opposite sex, because after putting all this energy, you know, in expectation that it is love that drove you to your partner, and then you begin to exercise that passion. After a fairly long time, the person comes back to now say they don't love you, they don't want to marry you, they have seen another person, and then you now look at it, you have spent money, you know, you have spent money, you have spent time, you have been living in hope that this particular person is whom you are going to spend the rest of your life with. You get me? So, and this has misled you. You know, all your plans, all your thinking. You know, you think you are going to have a life with this person, only for things to, turn around dramatically in times of when the person is supposed to come to you to show appreciation for the good things you have done for them. They will just turn around, turn the whole story around before you know it. You know, is the what you'll be hearing is that I don't see somebody. I've seen somebody that's educated. I've seen somebody that is higher than you. I've seen somebody that's better than you. What was happening when the person was training you? Yeah, some will say they didn't tell me. He didn't tell me anything. He was only doing that because he wanted to train me, and then all those kind of stories, the kind of stories we have had every now and then. But this particular story is unique in a way because the guy listed conditions for him to train her. And one of the conditions is that she will become, he will pregnant her. Then I now ask, in the other palace, the other way around, if we turn this condition other way around, they say they know they use pregnancy take a whole man. So if them say they know they use pregnancy take whole man, do we now think that if this girl becomes pregnant for this man, then he don't use pregnancy take hold the girl? That the girl, if she goes school now, you know, he spent all his money on her, and with the hope that at least she get picking for me. Suppose she comes back and say, I'm no longer interested in marrying you, I've seen somebody higher than you, and I'm ready to move on, you know, can we divorce? And then what the man is even saying is not even yeah. It would have even be better that you say, I want to marry you. Marry her first officially. Marry her well, as in they take marry, you know, person. Then when you don't marry and finish, then she becomes your wife, and then you sponsor her so that if she comes back tomorrow, say she wants to divorce, maybe you have one or two kids with her, and then you can move on, decide what you want with your life. But this one where they say you want to first of all, pregnant her, not as in you are not pregnanting her as to say she's already your wife. You are rather pregnanting her as a condition for you to help her. So invariably, you find out that they said two wrongs cannot make a right. So if that is what you are doing, how do you think that you will be able to make it up in society? You get me? So the question is neither here nor there. So two wrongs cannot make a right. So you cannot give her a condition that you want to pregnant her first before you can help her, you know, outside marriage. It must be within the framework of marriage so that you actually know that this woman is now your wife. You get me? So that is what the where the argument is stealing to. So if you are saying you want to marry her, it's a different ballgame. You face that issue of marrying her. Marry her according to the traditions, and then she becomes your wife. Do whatever thing you want to do with her, sponsor her education, and then you people live the life you want to live. I think the other argument is also neater. You know, if you actually want to help, it's important that you have these conditions before helping. If it's marriage that you want from her, make the necessary arrangement for marriage, meet her parents, marry her as and they take married wife. Then when you are done with your marriage, you carry your wife, they go. For the guys, you want to marry him. I mean, for the girls, you want to marry him. You know, that's why you are training him in school. You should also go the same direction. Make sure you know, you guys get married so that he's now your husband. Yeah, he's now your husband, because I've also seen other video where a girl spends all her earning on this young man, and in fact the man did not even know that she was disvirgin in the course of raising money for him to go to school. When it got to his knowledge, he said he's no longer interested in marrying the girl, and the girl quickly went and seized his certificate and said, start calling for reform. So what do we really how do we really resolve this issue? How do we resolve it? So I continue to advise. You see, it's obvious that you cannot marry helping your partner and marriage. You cannot combine both of them together. Because as time goes on, your intentions will vary. The young girl you are sponsoring in school today may say, it's my uncle, it's my father, he's a father figure to me, that's why he's sponsoring me. And then you continue to labor under that pretense. It's my father, it's my uncle, hey, this man he want to see my good. And at the end of the day, you come and say, he never told me he want to marry me. So there was never a time I learned that this thing was going to lead to marriage, and that's why I'm not interested. He didn't tell me. There was no way. Did we write it? Like one of them asked, did we write it? Did we write it? Is there any agreement to show that I said I was going to marry you? That was the medical doctor that a young man spent all his father's earnings. In fact, even gave his liver his liver kidney for the young girl to live. And then after she became a medical doctor, you begin to hear questions. Did we write it? Did we sign it? Is it a must that because you train me, I must marry you? And so that trend is going on. I think she still have her own beef with the lawyer in that matter. So let's just look at it. The best way to go about this thing is either you go straight for marriage. Go straight to marriage to avoid had I know. You broke my heart. Yeah, you were a liar. I've spent all my earning. I was hoping you will marry me. At the end of the day, things change. Marry her first so that if it's divorce that she's divorcing you tomorrow, You know, maybe you have had one or two kids or thereabout, and you now know what to do with your life. Because I know some men that would even prefer, if I have a child through this person or children, if she misbehave tomorrow, I just carry my children and move on with my life. You know, that kind of thing. So that is how to look at it. It should not just end with impregnating the girl before you think of helping her. Funny enough, there is also that video that the man took the girl to a shrine and said, swear before this shrine that if I train you and you run and follow another man, you will run mad. And the girl ran away. he ran. She ran for her life. For her life. But it was a funny one. I have it. Yeah, I have the video here. So please, this is how to look at it. You don't combine it. If you want to marry her, that is why you want to train her in school. If you want to marry him, you want him to marry you, please say it on time. Say it on time. If not, what should be done? It's a business. If there is no love in it, if you are not doing it on the premise of love, then it's a business. And if it's a business, please let there be an agreement. Let there be an agreement. I agree. I'm interested in training you on so terms. You get me? If love is involved, I may not collect the money back. If I later develop love for you in the course of your training, I won't collect the money back. If love is not involved, for every money that I spent in training you, this is how much you are going to pay me back. So that once both of you have signed that agreement, and then you have your lives to live. Everybody goes their way, choose what they want in their life. At the end of the day, those that have it as agreement will pursue. If she fails or he fails to pay, you pursue or you take it up with the authorities. I think it's better that way than combining the feelings of love, affection, that this person loves you. That is why the person is doing what he or she is doing for you. Hey, don't go on assumption. Make sure it is reality. Make sure it is reality, so that to avoid had I know, there is business and there is love. So don't combine both of them together, so that at the end of the day, if will be the conditional word for each one of them. If you decide to marry, I forfeit my agreement. And if you decide not to marry, I will enforce my agreement. Guys, I think that would be a better way to handle these things. You get me? So thank you very much. Please let me hear know your comments in the comment section, and let's see if this piece of information was helpful to you in any way. See you in my next video. Please like, share, and always promote this work. Till we come next time, have a lovely